Idaho Innovation Center, taking your business to the next level. The Idaho Innovation Center is a business incubator located in eastern Idaho, providing resources to companies where entrepreneurs can confidently and aggressively start and grow their small business through collaboration, education, mentoring, and shared resources. Here's what some tenants of the Idaho Innovation Center have said. The classes they hold at the Idaho Innovation Center have proven to be invaluable for my business and its growth. The Idaho Innovation Center has given my business the support when needed in areas of business strategy, marketing, networking, and growth opportunities. An innovative tenant said, "The training and mentoring has helped us accomplish things we would never have done on our own. Thank you." And a technology client said, "The Idaho Innovation Center has been a perfect partner for our startup. The staff is focused on taking business to the next level, and we have." And finally, I would recommend the Idaho Innovation Center as the best resource to either start or grow your business in eastern Idaho. The Idaho Innovation Center, stimulating entrepreneurial spirit and innovation through business growth and development in eastern Idaho. At the Idaho Innovation Center, entrepreneurs can confidently grow their business through networking and educational opportunities with experienced business professionals. There is access to many free amenities, including one-on-one business mentoring and advising through the Small Business Development Center, conference room usage, and reception services. Everything we do at the Idaho Innovation Center is designed to help keep costs down and energy up for growth-oriented businesses.
Let the Idaho Innovation Center take your business to the next level.
Welcome to the Business Boys Talkin-Business show with your hosts, Brian Magleby and Tyler Price.
Welcome
back.
back.
Yeah, we are back.
Welcome back. We missed Tyler last week, but what a great. Are you a pickleball
I am.
man?
I'm not good at it, but I enjoy it.
I agree with you, man.
Yeah.
I just love the sport. I mean, racquetball is number one for me, but pickleball is picking up, and I think in a few years I'll be talking pickleball instead of racquetball.
Yeah.
So
I think it's got a chokehold on tennis right now, but we'll
it does.
see. Yeah,
and racquetball. So it is taken over. Robbie Owens, man, what a great facility he has here in Idaho Falls. He's just built so many courts. What a happening place that place is. So,
yeah, very cool.
And the fastest growing sport for like 3 years. You can't, I mean, if you haven't played pickleball, you need to go see that. We've got a great show today. Man, this guy is a super entrepreneur and a legend. And he's taken over and this business, 4th generation.
Pretty awesome.
And I actually know his dad and his grandpa, and I grew up in Rexburg, and the Porter family. I mean, they're legends in the Rexburg area, and now Mark's expanding it to being a legend throughout eastern Idaho.
Yep.
With the Porter's office products, and man, taking a product that could have gone away years ago, and he's just developed it and doing some amazing things with Porter's office products. So we've got Mark Porter. So excited to have Mark on the show. He is he's had some health issues. We're going to learn a little bit about that. Just a total inspiring stories that he is, and just a phenomenal entrepreneur. And what a great company he's built. Continued there. Now the 4th generation at Porter's office products.
Yeah, that's really impressive because usually it's the 2nd and 3rd generation that mess it up. So the Porters obviously know what they're doing to get it into the 4th generation.
Legendary family, the Porters coming from eastern Idaho and Rexburg area. Absolutely phenomenal. Let's before we bring Mark on to the set, we want to talk about our sponsors. So let's talk about BBSI, man. I love this Total BS segment that they're sponsoring this year. We get BS stands for what? Business Spotlight. It's not the BS that me and you give out here, but Business Spotlight. Today we're going to be highlighting Suntan City. We've had her on the show. Absolutely a great business owner. Excited at the end of today's show, you will be learning about Suntan City. Total BS, sponsored by BBSI.
Very good. Style House Decor and Staging. Christy Carlquist just saw a need, got after it. It's doing great things. And she supplied the set.
The set here, what we're on here. Yeah. So she's provided every week. She calls and says, "Let's tweak this, let's tweak that." absolutely phenomenal things that Christy Carlquist is doing at Style House Decor and Staging here in Eastern Idaho. And man, she's expanding too. She's now covering all of Eastern Idaho with her products, and so it's absolutely exciting. Small Business Development Center, Idaho's.
That is our best kept secret. You know, if you are starting a business or in business and just need another set of eyes on it, always a good idea to get some another set of eyes on it, right? You got people that have had a lot of experience in business. So
if you need help, go to idahosbdc.org and request an appointment. Love to help you out there. Mrs. Powell's Bakery, man, if you haven't tried their cinnamon rolls,
Boy.
all I can do is say that, wow, they are amazing.
Yeah, Amy Romrell, she does a great job there, and even at times she's the one that baked that.
Yep.
So that does good work. So.
It is absolutely phenomenal. We appreciate Amy and her support as well. So we've got the Idaho Innovation Center, where we are located with our new studio here. This show is brought to you by the Idaho Innovation Center. And we've got some amazing things happening here. We've got a new thing that we're adding, a new tenant that's coming in with a maker space. So excited to have this guy here. But it's going to be a place that people can come. And if you want to just dream of inventing a product or anything, if you need a welder, tools, if you need sewing machines, if you need a CNC machine, if you need a printing
3D printer?
3D printer will be there. There's going to have everything that you need to do, and you can rent that space by the hour or the month or whatever you want to do. There'll be different membership options. So, New Line Media, phenomenal job Tyson does here with our producing our show each and every week. And if you need videography work,
he knows what he's doing.
He does a
great job. He does a lot of. I think he does all of yours, right?
He does. Yep.
So yeah, and Volpine Marketing, Ryan Jose and his group, they really do great things with SEO, website development, marketing, the whole bit. So
very good. Man Cave Innovations taking care of our technology here in our new studio, and we appreciate that. Man Cave, we had Rourke on the show a little while ago, and absolutely a great entrepreneur there with Man Cave Innovations. So let's talk about some of the trainings that we have coming up here. We're really excited about this class in April that we have starting. It's called Fundamentals of Business Success. And if you have been in business for less than 5 years, you need to be on this, because here's the deal. Only 10% of the businesses survive after 5 years.
Yeah, so you better. I think I took this class years ago from you, and I thought it was a great class and really prepares you and gets you thinking about things. But yeah, that stickiness of making your business, grinding it out, making your business survive. There is method to the madness, right?
It is, and we're going to have some great topics. We'll be going through. Do you have a business plan? Do you have business purpose, mission, vision statements? And another thing, elevator pitches. We actually start working on people's elevator pitches in Class 1 and in Class 6. Yes, there's 6 classes every Wednesday afternoon from 1:30 to 3. This is 6 90-minute sessions for only $149. It's absolutely. We will be recording these segments, so if you miss a segment or you want to participate on Zoom, if you're out of the area, we'll be glad to facilitate that. Class is only $149. You better get signed up now because it's starting in early April. So April 5th it starts. So I tell everybody that, and in my quote there, a mandatory class for businesses less than 5 years if you don't want to be part of the 90% that fail.
Yeah.
So absolutely, if you want to be the 10% of businesses that are continuing after 5 years, you need to be in that class. And then coming up later in May, we're actually starting a QuickBooks class. So if your business needs some help with QuickBooks, then we'll have that class coming up for you starting in May. Beautiful background. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's absolutely great.
Right now it's a little snow and ice.
Still got a little bit of ice, but it's going to be cranking up here in the next couple of months and be getting to that kind of flow. And back to the beauty of that nice summer day there behind us. But Porter's Office Products, excited to have them on. They have this thing called the Blue
Cow service, right?
And we're going to be learning all about the Blue Cow. It's an original idea. Absolutely great. Mark Porter, 4th generation with the Porter's Office Products, and excited to have him. We're going to watch this this video here. This video was a few years ago, but it still applies today with his business. And so let's watch this minute and a half video here describing Porter's Office Products, and then we'll welcome Mark Porter from Porter's Office Products.
Hi, this is Mark Porter. We here at Porter's Office Products think beyond the big box. I want to show you why you should think beyond the big box. We take pride in our Blue Cow service. What is Blue Cow service? Blue cows are rare, just like our exceptional service. When you call customer service, a machine won't answer the phone, a real person will. When our delivery driver comes and drops off your 50-pound case of paper, he won't simply leave it at the loading dock. He'll take it and put it right next to the copy machine if that's where you want it. Steelcase is the #1 office furniture company in the world, and we are the exclusive dealer in Southeast Idaho. We provide furniture design and installation and can take your furniture project from concept to reality. My great-grandfather started Porter's in 1915. Now I am the 4th generation owner of this great company. From my grandfather's single store, we've come a long way and we're still headed in the right direction. We do business the way you do business. We don't tell you how to do it. I'd like to invite you to experience Porter's Blue Cow service. Give us a call or go online to portersop.com and let's get started.
All right, we're back here with Mark Porter. 1915.
1915.
Wow. So
Yes.
What was
I
going
don't
on?
look it, but
Yeah, what was going on though in 1915? So that was great-grandfather that started it?
great-grandfather, yep, that started the business.
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually started it, but he acquired it.
Yeah.
And
And then your grandpa was
Warren,
Warren.
and he
And
came.
I knew Warren.
Yep.
And then your dad
and
is
then
Chuck.
Chuck.
I knew
And
Chuck
there's
very
me,
well. And now we got
And that,
you.
now you're left with me.
Yeah, left
exactly.
with you. Doing some absolutely phenomenal things. Tell us about the history of what the. I mean, you started out as a store on College Avenue. Well, you probably started out. Where did you start? Before?
It was on College Avenue.
okay.
It's since 1915. That's where it had been. Was there on College Avenue.
Wow. And then talk about the evolution over through the years.
Yeah. So in 1915, my grandfather acquired this store, and on College Avenue, that building was separated into 6 different storefronts, and so he had just one of those storefronts, and he started that variety business, and he had 10 kids. And as he evolved, there was also need for printing, so he started a printing company. Yes. And then there was an opportunity to buy the newspaper, the Rexburg newspaper.
Wow.
So he bought the newspaper, and as their business grew, they just kind of kept buying the next section of that single building, the next section over, and as it grew, and after World War II, 3 of his sons wanted to come back into the business. One of them then took over the printing company, which a lot of us know as Artco.
Artco.
Another son came in and took over the newspaper, which is the Rexburg Standard Journal. Mm-hmm. And then my grandfather came in and took over the variety business, which grew into, he had the Ben Franklin franchise, and then also got into office products and office supplies in the 70s. And then my dad came into the business after the flood.
Yes.
Wow.
76.
Yep, the 76 flood. So he came a few years after that. And at that time, you had the Walmarts and the Kmarts coming in. So they really changed from a variety store into a craft store. And that's really what my mom and dad loved to do.
Yeah.
And my grandfather really wasn't into the crafts all that much. And so he liked the office supply part, so he was still dabbling in that. And as he was getting older and wanting to retire, they had this office products section of the business that my mom and dad weren't interested in, and my grandfather was getting older, so they asked me in '98 to come back into the business. And I took the office products portion of it, and we separated it from the store on College Avenue and built it to what it is today.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow. What a I just go back to my childhood of going into the variety store. You know, I worked at the Vernon Farrell's right out the back door of that. So we'd go over there and get all of our snacks and just, I mean, the store had everything from crafts to office supplies to some food and snacks and stuff like that. It just had everything that you needed there.
Yep, it did. You know, from toys, I remember working in the toy section, and when Christmas was a big deal, going downstairs in the toys, and I remember as kids when my parents, you know, they were really working hard to work on the business in the 80s, and so they spent a lot of time in there on Sundays. And I remember when we had clothing at the time even, and playing hide and go seek in the clothing racks and things like that with my brother and sister. So it was a lot of fun growing up.
Oh yes, just he's a couple of years younger than me, but I still remember the smell of the store. I can still remember that when I would go in there, go in through that back door, hear the bells chiming on the door, and just it was just a classic. It's a classic business. So you took over that. Let's go back a little bit. You went to school, and you had so you went to school at Madison. Yep. And then you went to Utah State. I know that. Go Aggies.
Yep.
Aggies all the way.
Utah State, absolutely. Big Aggies fan.
Very good. Well, talk about some of the people that have influenced your life to get you into the direction of where you went.
You know, one of the things when I was growing up, my dad had always suggested that I be looking at something into healthcare. Either a nurse anesthetist or just something in that, as he really felt that was a point of, could see the economy going and really a lot of good careers. And so that's really where I was looking. But your mother, you know, I had her in high school in Madison, and she was my accounting teacher. And that was the only class that I actually did well in. For some reason.
I hope you're watching, Mom.
Yeah. So that was really my start into business, was that initial accounting class.
Mrs. Magleby at MHS.
Yep, Mrs. Magleby. You know, probably one of my favorite teachers. My parents still, to this day, think it was so funny, and really a proud moment for my grandparents is because that was really the first class I'd have ever done well in. A parent-teachers conference, I really wanted to showcase that I'd done well in a class. Now, I came from the school that my parents, when it was parents-teachers conference, I had to attend with them.
Yeah. Oh, wow, good.
Yeah.
So there was no, hey, I said this and the teacher says that. It was more so to really put me on to make sure that I don't embellish anything from a teacher's standpoint. And so my parents could not make it to this parent-teachers conference. So my grandfather, Warren, came with me to parents-teachers conference. And I remember going to the meeting with your mom.
Wow.
And again, like I said, one of the only classes that I got A's in, and I actually did well and excelled in that.
And then you went on and got that degree from Utah State.
And then I got that degree from Utah State. I originally started out of high school with a pre-med emphasis. Right. And I just wasn't doing well in the chemistries, and so I switched to accounting. And I just really loved it because, again, it was a class and a area that I did well in. I looked at going to BYU and Utah State and got accepted to both, but coming from a smaller school in Madison, and I like that more one-on-one interaction. You know, at that time it was Rick's College and having that one-on-one there, so I opted to go to Utah State for that experience, and it was just a great experience there at Utah State.
Absolutely great. Can't beat. My twin brother also got an accounting degree from there.
Perfect.
Absolutely phenomenal school. So talk to us about now coming back into the business.
Yeah, so after high school, my dad had always encouraged us to go work somewhere else, go outside of the business. And growing up in a business, you didn't have to ask me twice.
Yeah.
Yep, hey, I'm ready to go. And so I went to work at a high school, and after college in the summers for Golden West Irrigation in Rexburg. I'd always loved the farming aspect. My mom's family came from a large farming family, and I just really liked that. And so I was working summers for them, and going through college, they asked me to come back as a manager at Golden West. So that's what I did. I actually came back a semester early from graduating and finished my classes kind of online or hybrid so I could work there at Golden West. And just really enjoyed that. And they had some things change, and then as far as the direction and different family members that were coming into the business that necessarily that they didn't think wanted to at the time. And that's when my dad came to me and says, I have this office products business division that we're just going to let go, and we're just going to close it down, and just because no one has the passion for it. He says, do you want to come in and do it? And so that's when I came into the business, and that was in the end of 98.
Wow. Yeah.
And came in and have been running it ever since.
And wow, if you want to talk about growing a division of that into what it is today, absolutely phenomenal, the growth that you've had. You've got a great big building out on the north end of town.
Yep.
And which you've developed and added more business part of it with the storage units and stuff behind it. But
yep.
But talk about all of the things. Give people a scope of what all Porter's Office Products includes.
You know, we've got a huge scope, and that's the biggest thing that people don't realize that we are trying to improve, is to let everybody know what we do offer and have. You know, our name says office products, so everybody is just, all you have is office products. But we have so much more than that. Especially with COVID, we branched into a lot of other different product categories, especially in the janitorial side of things, for cleaning supplies and bathroom supplies, toilet paper. One of the things when I first came into business was, every business needs office supplies. They always need pens. And then we saw that evolution change where, geez, a lot of things are going online, or a lot of things are going digital. We're not using as much paper anymore. Mm-hmm. And so we've changed a little bit for our focus to, okay, now we'll get into the janitorial space, with toilet paper. And right now, as a lot of things are going digital, we'll now kind of ride the toilet paper category until that goes digital.
I think that's going to always be in effect.
We hope that it is.
It was gold. It was gold there for a while.
Exactly, it was. I remember those days, and we were getting toilet paper, at the first of the pandemic from all over the country in different styles, and we just couldn't keep it in.
Yeah. And
so that's one of the things, the categories that we're into. Another big one is furniture. We do a lot in office furniture. We've got a designer on staff that draws out buildings and layouts and can do 3D walkthroughs of furniture. So we are large in the furniture space. Also in the break room for businesses as well. We're snacks and plates and water. We're stocking and delivering soda products and forks, knives, and spoons, because as people are trying to attract good talent, they want to have a nice place for them to work. And so they're providing a lot of those things for their employees, a break room, snack room, water, and those are a lot of things that we're providing for those customers. And so we really are, as you talk about office products, we're trying to expand people's vision of that, of being really anything for the office.
Anything they need.
Yeah, anything that you need for the office we can get. We've even got a section of products for shipping supplies for companies, where we provide the shipping boxes, the tape, the packaging, all of the
you're going to be changing your name Office Products to Porter's Office Products Plus.
Exactly. We've had a lot of internal discussions about that.
Yeah.
Is in trying to make our name so it encompasses more and not put us into this little box, which is a fairly small segment of our overall business of what we do.
Yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned the flood briefly, so I want to come back to, because I think grit is a big part of it when you look at success, because you have a family kind of trait there. So when the flood hit, I just want to ask this question before I get to another one. Did that flood the business out at that point?
Yeah, it did. You know, being right on Main Street on College, right off of Main Street on College Avenue, it was underwater.
Yeah.
The floor had fallen through and just full of mud. I think I think our generation, you know, Brian, from Rexburg, a lot of people talking about flood mud. Oh, I'm still digging out flood mud. And so, years of that. And so they really had to, a lot of those downtown businesses, the silver lining was they were able to update the buildings and, you know, redo the floors and just.
You were a very young man on that date. I remember watching it. I watched it from my house up on the hill, and as it devastated the town.
Yeah, you know, and as a very young man, and fortunately I wasn't even in the state. At that time, we were in Southern California.
Yeah.
So I was actually born in Encino, and my dad was working for an engineering company.
Before he came back. Huh?
Before he came back. And then he saw within the engineering company how cushy the attorneys had it within the organization. So he went to law school at nights and got his law degree.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Chucky.
Yeah, and so he's really an overachiever. And so then he was able to then move from the engineering part of the company to the patent side of the company and worked as a patent lawyer. And then
I did not know
that. And then after the flood, that's when he was asked by my grandfather to come back, help rebuild the store and rebuild the business.
Yeah. So then that, again, I'm going to get back to that word grit here for a second. So when your opportunity came, it was kind of like your dad saying, you know, we got this little thing that we're going to close down, but it could turn into something. And so you came in with some grit and a philosophy. When did the Blue Cow philosophy, and maybe share that, when did that come into play, and then how did it, I guess, shape where you're at today?
Yeah, you know, the Blue Cow came into play probably about 10 to 12 years ago. And I don't know if you want me to go into the story right now of how we came up.
It's very unique. It's right on your logo.
Yeah,
right
it's right on our logo, the Blue Cow. So, you know, after coming into the business, we grew it quite a bit, separated it out into its own separate entity, giving it a different identity from the craft store. And so with one of our primary suppliers, I went to them and I said, I really need some help rebranding and just changing a few things differently. So they set us up with a marketing company in Denver that they had worked with before. So we went down with this and worked with the company in Denver, a marketing group. And they said that we had to come up with 3 things to build a marketing program around. One being a toy, the second one being an object, or no, not an object, a spokesperson, and then the third thing being an animal. And then once you come up with those 3 things, you then start pulling your marketing together around those 3 items that identify your business.
Wow.
And you might use one of the items, or you might use all 3. So it's not necessarily that you have to use all 3, but it's just so then you can start building it around. And so we got in the discussion of, okay, what about the toy? And I said, well, probably a truck, just like we talked about this morning before our interview, is that, hey, you see our big box trucks all over.
Yes, the milk truck.
Exactly. And so we said, okay, our toy will be a truck. And then they said the spokesperson was, hey, I'm 4th generation, Porter's in the name, it probably should be me to be the spokesperson. And then we got to the animal. And they had first floated out this cow animal, and because we're from Idaho, and I said, we are not a dairy farm. We don't sell, you know, even though we had the milk trucks, we don't sell milk. I said, no way. I want something cool and masculine.
Yeah, the cobra.
Yeah, exactly. A cobra or a lizard, you know, just something that was really masculinity.
Yeah.
And so I got some pushback, and they said, well, let's table it. And then they started talking about what do we do uniquely that we're known for. And one of the things that we do is we put candy in all of the orders. And at that time, we had this brand of toffee called Cows. And so we would put those in each order that went out. And when a customer did not receive their candy, we got a phone call. Yeah, but it wasn't, hey, I didn't get my toffee or I didn't get my candy. It was, I didn't get my cows.
Yeah.
I didn't get my cow. And then the light bulb went off and says, okay, it's the cow. We have to go with the cow.
Yeah.
And so that's how the cow came to be as our animal. And then as it was a unique process and our colors, our corporate colors were blue, they said, hey, we give it the blue cow. And that really represents the unique buying experience of working with us, that then we can go out to the market and say, we provide, or the only company that provides blue cow service.
Yeah.
A unique service that is rare. You don't see blue cows. And so it's a really rare sight if you do. And so that's how we came up with the blue cow is that.
And you see it on all of your vans and everything, and it's still marketed
exactly. So that's that blue cow unique service that you're going to really feel special when you work with us and deal with us, it's the entire unique experience. Now, we're not perfect. I'll be the first to admit it, but hopefully we can take care of whatever mistake we've made or done in a way that you feel good about it afterwards.
And I want to talk about that. If your company is buying from either online or at one of the nationwide type stores here in Eastern Idaho, I have a couple words for that. Stop it.
Exactly.
Do it, because the service that you get at Porter's Office Product is second to none. They bring it in. They'll, like they showed in that video, they'll even put the copy paper right by the copier if you need to.
Yep, absolutely.
That's what we've experienced here.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. 90% of our customers or our buyers are the secretary, and most of them are female, and to drop it off at the front door and say, okay, here you go. And we've talked to many of them that have had to have the attorney or the doctor to come out and carry copy paper from the front door back to their copy machine or the storeroom. And that's something that we've said, hey, we'll put it back there for you. So we train our drivers to do that, to really go that extra mile to make it easy for that buyer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If your company is still doing that, I encourage you to support the local company of Porter's Office Products here. It's crucial. Keep the money here in Eastern Idaho, but here's what I can guarantee is that the service that you get from them is second to none. And you have built that right into your delivery drivers, that they come in and they deliver the products with a smile. And it's just so much better than having that brown truck.
Yeah.
Drop it off and there it is, or that big company with an A, in their name. It's just, you will be, and I can tell you, you match the prices of a lot of those online stuff as well, too. So
yeah, we do. We spend a lot of time and effort making sure our pricing is competitive online. We know that we have to be competitive. We have to save you money. And so we do a lot of research with our competition to make sure that we are priced fairly and competitively. So in most instances, we can save a company overall hard dollar bottom line funds.
Yeah. Very good.
very good. Well, I want to talk about in the last year or so, you've had some health issues. But it was because of the way that you have set up and run your business with such great employees and great operations that you were able to sustain through that. So talk about some of the challenges that you've had.
Yeah, I had, starting 2 years ago, just some health issues stemming out of some blood clots and some complications that went off afterwards, to where I was reduced to only working about half time. And I've just got a great staff that really picked it up. But I had set that foundation years prior. I had been involved with an entrepreneurial coaching program that really stressed on delegation and putting the right people in the right seats
buses.
on your right bus.
Great book there.
Yeah, and so it was really not that big of a deal for me to be out part-time. And then when I went in for my surgery, I was out for a full, I think, I put out there 60 days, but I think it was more around 75 to 80 days,
Wow.
where I wasn't even in the office at all. And they continued to run it. Everything was done well. And it was just a great testament of the people that I have. I don't think it's anything that I did in particular. It's just I've just got a great staff.
That is amazing. When I used to have my large business, my coach told me that if you can get away and go on a vacation to Hawaii and not touch your phone, that's what the ultimate thing is. And I was able to do that once, but on the board of directors for some office product companies and stuff like that. Talk about that.
Yeah. So when I young into the business, when I first came in, my dad took me to a buying group meeting that we were a part of to introduce me, and I eventually became on the board of directors for that group, and just really tried to get involved to see where's the market going for the office products, and networking with other dealers. What are the best practices, and getting out there and just really not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm a really good plagiarizer. So I can copy anybody's idea with the best of them and not come up with anything myself. And I think that's really a lot of the ideas or the growth that we've had have really come from other people or other ideas. The coaching group that I'm still a part of, they really provide a atmosphere to help you think about your business and work on it and come up with different ideas, and then we come back to our staff meetings and flush that out, and we just I get a lot of really great ideas from my staff who's on the ground doing the hard work every day.
Wow. Porter's Office Products, a phenomenal company here in Eastern Idaho. Is there anything else that you want the community here in Eastern Idaho to know about?
You know, I would think that we are, as I talked about in the very beginning, a lot more than just the small box of office products. Our current online website has over 120,000 items on it. It's truly that endless aisle, and that we just do so much more than the pens and paper. I still call myself a paperclip pusher, but we do with the janitorial space, the break room space, the pens with the logos and the names on them for your business to help market businesses. We do a lot of work with that to help other businesses grow. We really want to partner with businesses to help them grow and know about their business and tailor a program for them.
You need to check out, and if you aren't using them, just give them a call. They'll come in and they'll meet with you and talk about all the different things that the Porter's Office Products can help you with. A legendary business here in Eastern Idaho. I go back to being a little kid and going into there and getting the candy and stuff in Ben Franklin, and then on into the variety store, the craft store, as I went through high school and stuff like that, and the clothing and everything else. Chuck and Linda have done. They took it over from Warren. Absolutely, just a phenomenal thing that you're doing. Talk about, is there going to be a fifth generation in your business?
You know, I don't know. It's always been the question. So my oldest son is also going to Utah State.
Go Aggies.
And he's a Go Aggies. My second son has also been accepted there, hasn't started yet. But my oldest is going into accounting. He likes business. He doesn't want to go into a CPA or public accounting, but he does have to go out and do something different. That was something that my dad said, hey, I needed to do, and if I wanted to come into the family business,
he did it.
He did it, and that really came from my grandfather Warren, because he never did. And he always wondered, he wasn't disappointed or sad about his life, but he always wondered, would he have enjoyed something else more? He loved what he did, loved his life, but he grew up in the business and then came back and took over the business, and never, outside of his time in the Army during World War II, he hadn't done anything else but the family business.
Yeah. Absolutely great. Well, we hope that we can someday be interviewing the fifth generation of Porters.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And one quick thing is, you talk about knowing my dad and all those things. One of my earliest memories of you and your brother is one of my high school best friends was your neighbor.
Yes.
And he had a nickname that he called you guys.
Oh, let's not talk about that
I gotta
now.
hear
And
this. I gotta hear
so
this.
anyway, so he called, and I just remember being over there and him yelling out this nickname to you and your brother, and you started chasing him and chased him through his house, and it was just so funny. I won't say what that is.
Don't.
You can bring up what that is, but
Okay.
I'll tell you, Tyler,
Okay, thank
off
you.
air. But it was just so funny, and just the small relationships that we have within the business community. It really is a small world when you start working with other businesses and other people within the community.
Yeah.
It is. Well, hug your mom and dad. Love those folks. They were some of my idols as I grew up and in that business. And I worked at the store next door and would always go over there. And they were always together. And absolutely, just think the world of your family and the legendary effects that it's had in the Rexburg area.
Oh, thank you.
And you've expanded it on through here. Encourage you to reach out to Porter's Office Products. Check them out. Absolutely phenomenal things. Talk about this quote that you have.
Yeah, so I've got this quote. It's been sitting on my desk for years, and I probably got it about 20 years ago. And it's just something that I've always tried to remember. That it might not be it might not be your fault, but it's your problem. And I've really taken that to, if things go wrong, hey, we can't dwell on whose fault it is, what it is. We just need to take care of it. And I've really tried to, talk with my employees about that in providing that Blue Cow service, taking care of problems. Hey, you probably didn't cause the problem. Maybe one of your coworkers caused the problem, but you've got it now. Let's just fix it and take care of it.
Yeah, very good.
Absolutely great. We appreciate that. And at the ending of every show, we give away a little trivia. But let's talk about our show next week. We're going to have East Idaho Credit Union on. Absolutely great. Man, the things that they're doing for businesses is absolutely great. And you got to tune in next week's show. We will be meeting with Kristen Sanger with East Idaho Credit Union. And man, they're doing some amazing things, especially for startup businesses. They're going to be a place that is absolutely great for businesses. So we appreciate that. We've got the Total BS segment talking about Suntan City here right after we finish here. We appreciate BBSI and Jared sponsoring that, and it's not Jared is sponsoring it, but Jeremy
BBSI,
does.
but yeah.
But Jared's one of our spokesmen on there. We're going to be talking to Suntan City. What a great business. We've had them on the show, and absolutely great company there. But I got to say, we pulled Mark in, and here we were saying, all right, we usually give away something at the end of the show, and he said, hey, why don't we give away an office chair?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And those aren't cheap.
Yeah.
But he's going to personally deliver. We're going to actually try to get out there with him to deliver the chair. So we're going to ask us, do you want to come up with a question?
Well, are you called Rexburgians? What does someone from Rexburg, do they have a term?
I don't know. Do we have one?
What is Bobcats?
Bobcats.
Man? We're proud of
the Bobcats, when they're digging out from the flood, mud had a special name to it.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, it did.
So
Yes.
what was that?
So there's my number. If you want an absolutely phenomenal office chair, you need to text me, and you will win the office chair courtesy of Porter's Office Products, and maybe even Mark and I will even deliver that to you.
Or I'll have someone deliver. Someone will carry it in.
We may be there to help with that. But if you would like to win that, answer that simple question, text it to me. There's the number is on the screen. So thanks for tuning in to Talkin-Business. Thanks, Mark, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And we wish you the best at Porter's Office Products. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Alright, I am video and audio recording. You guys can fire when ready.
Wow. Welcome back. Suntan City.
Yeah.
Let's talk some BS on Heidi there at Suntan City. Total BS business spotlight. Suntan City.
Suntan City is awesome. The owner, Heidi Blumel, she is just amazing. For many of you in the business community, she has just been a rock star. overcome some challenges.
Amen to that. Yep.
Health-wise and in business-wise, and she has used her challenges to really propel forward and be a light, particularly to the women's business owners. She's taught a lot with the Idaho Women's Business Center and been an inspiration that way. I've known Heidi now for about 3.5 years and have interacted with her at a business level and am really impressed with the quality of investment in terms of the quality of services that they provide at Suntan City, but the quality of people that she attracts and she invests in. It's a business that typically has a lot of high turnover in the staffing.
And younger people.
And younger people in it.
She's just invested the right things into the right people.
She has. And as a result, she not only has built a great business for the community, but she's also built a great reputation for herself as an A-level business person and has been able to inspire others to do the same. So a huge shout out. And I can't spotlight Suntan City enough. They're just wonderful.
We had her as a guest on the show. Check back in our library of speakers if you want to get to know a little bit more about her. But so inspirational in her story and the business that she's continuing to grow there at Suntan City, located right by the club. A lot of people know where Club Apple is. And there you go out the front door of Club Apple and head right across the parking lot, and you'll be walking right into Suntan City.
And who knows? There may be expansion in the future. I don't know what she's got planned, but she's not one just to sit back.
Yep, exactly. So
thank
you. We're talking some total BS about Suntan City. Thanks for tuning into our show today. And go check out Suntan City. And by the way, we appreciate BBSI being a sponsor of this segment. Each and every week, we like to talk some BS with Jared from BBSI. Thanks everybody for watching. Look forward to seeing you next week.
The purest essence of what makes a business tick is sometimes fleeting. It's not always available to draw on demand. So if you can capture these things on video, you're capturing magic in a bottle. My name is Tyson, and I own New Line Media. I really believe that the keystone to any successful business is the connection that business builds with the observers. Traditionally, these attributes were all achieved through interpersonal communication. It came through authentic connection. Then the arena of the internet introduced a whole range of resources that expanded what businesses were capable of achieving, but the trade-off for these new resources was that authentic connection with the people and without that connection factor, businesses become commodities and a price tag. So the dilemma businesses face today is how to preserve that sense of connection in a digital space. And I believe that the answer to that problem is video. At New Line Media, my goal is to help you take your influence, your passion, your spirit, your essence, and make it available to anyone, at any time, no matter where they are. When the power of video is truly harnessed, it can become so much more than just a flashy way to promote yourself. Video can help your business build trust in those you serve or want to serve. It can build familiarity. It provides information and education, and most of all, it can pull your customer into your space for a few moments and give them a taste of what working with you. It provides them with that in-house connection experience, no matter where they are. And that is what I focus on, because it's all about making a connection. So if you're a business owner who's ready to shift gears and unbind yourself using video as the business asset that it should be, then go to my site and submit a request to work with me. If I think I'm going to be the best fit for you, then I will reach out and we will schedule a time to meet.